It's the first week of 2025 and I've not done a video in about 2.5 weeks, something like that. There is a reason for that. I've been away on a nice relaxing holiday with friends in Wales over New Year's, but I'm back at the 9 to 5 in a couple of days. I've got this weekend, so I need to get some things done. I need to get some work on some cars done. So yeah, let's get out there and sort some jobs.
Has been a disruptive 24 hours or so for some parts of the UK. Low pressures moved in from the Atlantic, bumping into cold air, giving heavy snow across central and northern parts of the UK.
Right, not what we needed today, and not the weather for laying on the floor underneath cars. The forecast did say it was going to snow, but you never actually believe it. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go round all the cars that we've got, let you know where we're up to, let you know our plans for 2025, and possibly let you into some big news, so stick around. Welcome to an introduction, I suppose, of the 2025 P Classic cars. Let's see what we've got. Oh, and if you haven't, I'd really appreciate you liking and subscribing to this video and the channel. Really trying to get it going this year. Got big plans, as you'll find out in a few minutes, and yeah, I want to make it everything that it can be with your help. Stick around. So we'll start off with my personal favourite, the SD1. Obviously, it's always going to be my favourite because it's my car. You might remember actually, in the last video we stripped the rear suspension down, stripped everything off, started poly bushing it all, started reconditioning the rear axle. We didn't actually get any further with it before the weather hit and before we went on holiday, so we are going to be carrying on with that, getting that back down on the floor, getting that done. What else? Yeah, so I mentioned that I'd got a new turbo manifold, so the engine base is starting to look quite a bit more complete now. We've got a nice new turbo, and it's currently on an SR20 manifold, so we need to change the flanges over. I have got the new flange to go on there, so that's starting to look a bit more complete now. There is a few more bits to add, a few more tweaks I want to make, things I've noticed since I've been doing it that I can actually do better or do differently, and that's always the thing with a project like this. It's constantly evolving, constantly moving. You change things as you see them, so things change and evolve as we go along. But this is my car, there's no rush with it, although I'd like to get it to a couple of shows this year, so we'll keep plugging away at it. Next, the XKR. Safe to say, fair to say, it's been one of the favourites for people on the channel, although there's only been one video on it. But yeah, we really like it. There is a fair bit to do on the car. Oh my god. There is a fair bit to do on the car, but we've kind of not done much on it for the last few weeks. It's an expensive build, more expensive than I think we thought it was going to be. Mainly the headlights and the wing. Well, I suppose they're the only bits we need, but they are turning out to be really expensive. A headlight with broken tabs is about 650 quid, and a headlight that is unbroken and ready to go is about 1100, so quite a lot of money. A front wing's about 550. What we were hoping to do is find someone who was breaking a whole car and get everything in one go, so we're kind of holding out for that, but I do want to get this done. We've got some big plans for it, including potentially a bit of a road trip in the car, which could or which might happen. We'll see how the weather goes and how quickly the car gets finished, but as you can see, it's pretty much the same as you last saw it. There's no damaged parts on the car now. We are literally waiting to just bolt this back together. It does need a tyre, we didn't realise before, but I did pump it up and it's gone completely flat. So we do need to get a new tyre on there. I'm planning on getting all 4 wheels reconditioned, so shouldn't be that much of a problem. But yeah, just sat here, fired it up the other day, still fires up lovely, let it get warm. I just want to get this one done. I absolutely love this car, so we'll hopefully get another video out on this shortly, a couple of weeks maybe, we'll see. Right, next is Mel's favourite, and I love this car too, the Supra. Now, we did a fair few videos on this car rebuilding the engine, and we realised yesterday, I think, was it yesterday?
I don't know.
When we're talking about the mileage, 10,000 miles was it?
Right, yeah, it was yesterday.
So yesterday on our way back, well, to take you back about a week, we've just come back off holiday in this car. As you can probably tell, Mel usually keeps it a lot cleaner than this. It's got about 500 or 600 miles of road dirt on it, and the idea was to valet the car today and give it a much needed wash and check all the levels and pressures and everything. We've been all the way around Wales in it. We've been away for New Year's with friends. It's had the dog, us, and a full week's worth of luggage in it, and it's done perfectly. But obviously the snow hit and we can't do it. But yeah, it's just ticked over 10,000 miles since we rebuilt the engine. And if you haven't seen the engine rebuild videos, I'll link those in the description, because this car basically came out of a scrapyard, and yeah, it's just been amazing. For the last year, it's been amazing. It is getting ready for some more work, so you're going to see quite a bit more of this car on the channel. Its MOT is in about 4 months, 5 months. So although we've got a bit of time, we have got quite a list of things that we want to get sorted on it before it goes for the MOT. Some upgrades, quite a few upgrades, and just some general maintenance. But yeah, it's done us proud over the last few months. It's been our only car. We've used it for absolutely everything, and it hasn't let us down once. It's just a good car, and it deserves the love it's going to get in the next few months. So keep an eye out for more Supra videos. It's going to go to every show this year, I would have thought. So yeah, one of our favourites, and one that's going absolutely nowhere. Next up is the P6, or however much of it you can see. Obviously, there we go. We've had a fair bit of snow. There we go. So we've not touched this since you last saw it. The last time I did a video on it, I think it was removing the damaged front end. And I mentioned in that video that the next time you saw it, it was going to have a front end completely welded on and painted satin black, and I was going to be fitting the headlights and fitting the engine back up and so on and so forth. And then we've not touched it. There has been reasons. We kind of got carried away buying an XKR. We've been on holiday, and the main one has been the weather. It's just, you can't really weld in this weather. Everything's damp, it's not very good. And I just want to make a good job of it. So it's kind of been put on hold a little bit just until the weather improves. It's fine, it's weatherproof, it's not leaking in or anything. Everything's, you know, protected as it needs to be. I would like to get it done. As I mentioned in the first video, I've got a massive soft spot for P6s, as I had one as my first car when I was like 14, so that's a V8 as well. So I do want to get this car done. I'm itching to drive it. I love P6s. They're just a great car. But yeah, not really done anything with this one, just due to circumstances. But again, it's one I want to get done. So as soon as the weather improves, or if I can tidy out the garage, I'll nose it into the garage and perhaps do a bit of welding in the garage in the next few weeks. Because once the welding is done on this, it'll fly back together. You know, I mean, getting the engine back together, it's just timing cover, water pump, fan, a radiator's nothing, power steering pumps, 4 bolts. It'll go back together in no time at all, and we can get it to the body shop and get it painted. I wanted to change the colour from Lunar Grey. I'm not a massive fan of Lunar Grey. I've always wanted a Monza Red P6 V8. It wouldn't go with the interior though, so if it were my car, I'd be repainting it. What do you think? Actually, no, I'm not asking you what you think, because if everyone tells me to paint it Monza Red, I'm going to paint it Monza Red and then I'm going to want to keep it. So it's staying Lunar Grey. But yeah, I love this car. Finally, we'll move on to the bit of an elephant in the room, which a few of you have noticed. Can we even get down the side of the P6 without getting absolutely covered in snow? Finally, we're on to this, our quick, easy summer project. Now, a few of you have messaged me because you've seen it up for sale. And that's right, it is. I don't like selling half-done projects. I want to see things through. When I rescue a car, when I get a car, I like to finish it. But it's a convertible 70s British sports car that's now sat outside under 3 inches of snow, and that is not good for the car at all. It's needed a fair bit more work than we thought. and we're just at the point now where it's almost done. It runs, it drives, most of the electrics work. It needs the interior fitting, a full interior fitting, which we've got most of, although one of the seats was C-solid, so needs replacing, and it's got a noisy gearbox. Now, I can't decide whether it's just a really bad clutch release bearing or whether it's one of the synchros. I know Midgets have got quite a loud first gear anyway, but there's definitely something going on. I've got a new full 3-piece clutch kit to fit, but the engine needs to come out to fit it. Again, it's not the weather to do an engine change. So for a clutch, an interior and a few weekends of fettling, I think you'd have a really good car ready for the summer. However, I just can't leave it sat here all winter like this. It'll just deteriorate. So the Midget is up for sale. It's on Facebook Marketplace at the moment. If you're interested in it, drop me a message. But I'd like it to go to a good home where it's going to get finished, and we are going to use the money from this, like drum roll for the big announcement, we're going to use the money from this car to get a garage. We are going to get a unit, we are going to be able to do better builds, we're going to be able to do bigger builds, we're going to be able to do faster builds, which will bring the content, which will bring the videos to you guys much faster, much more reliably, and well, it'll be better for me. I'll be able to feel my fingertips when I'm working. You won't have to put up with me clearing snow off cars before I can work on them. You won't be able to hear cars driving past and my stupid dog barking every 2 minutes. You won't be able to hear that drain overflowing in the background. It'll just be a nice environment where I can get all my tools set up, I can get the cars in there, I can get a lift in there, and I can create better videos and better cars, and it's going to be brilliant. Now, I've already set the wheels in motion for this. I've spoke to a few people. There is a couple of garages that might be possibles. This is all going to hopefully happen within the next couple of months. The ball is very much rolling. You heard it here first. But one car had to give in order to do this. We're not going to get rid of the Supra. That's Mel's dream car. She'll never sell it. I'm not getting rid of SD1 yet, although I change cars quite often. I like that car. The X-Cars is brilliant. The P6 is very close. The one that made most sense to get rid of was, unfortunately, the little Midget. So, that being said, if no one buys it, I'll get round to it at some point and I'll do it. But something has to give. We have to get out of this weather and into a unit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. That's pretty much a bit of a fleet roundup. We've got big plans for 2025. We've got several big road trips planned. We've got a lot of car shows planned. We're going to take you a bit behind the scenes of a few of the car shows that we go to. We go to quite a lot. We camp at them. We have a good laugh. We're going to take you with us on the road trips to the car shows. You're going to come camping with us at some car shows and yeah, see what we get up to. And if we break down, I'm actually going to start recording it, because you know, it's part of owning a classic car that sometimes it goes wrong. No matter how well you prepare things, sometimes it all goes wrong. But yeah, that's about it. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and thank you for subscribing all year. We made 2,500 subscribers. We doubled in size in the space of a year. Things are going really well, and that's all thanks to you, so thank you very much. And if you've liked these videos or any of the other videos, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing the channel. We've got big things planned, and I want to bring you guys along with it for the ride. It's a passion of mine. I've been doing it since I was 14, and I want to share that love, that enthusiasm with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully when the snow's melted, and we'll crack on and get some of these cars finished.
Back in?
Yeah, I don't want to be out here, do you?